Hi everybody, let's delve into the world of retro fantasy. Today I'd like to use the Vassal engine to play review Dungeon, originally by TSR from way back in 1975. Over the years, the game has been republished, re-released, re-implemented by many different companies. The board you'll see here looks a lot like the 1981 version, I think. And I know what you're thinking, especially if you're familiar with this title. Why this game? It's for kids. Well, I think it can be. Kids also play chess, but is that a kid's game? No, I just think it's more accurate to say anybody can learn to play Dungeon in just a few minutes. But that doesn't mean it can't be a fun diversion for adults too, especially if they want to introduce a youngster to the fantasy genre through tabletop gaming. So in this video, I argue Dungeon is still very playable, simple and amusing, and truth be told, it ticks a lot of Gold Sack Gaming channel boxes. It's TSR, check. It might be the first D&D themed board game actually. It comes with the charming throwback old school artwork. And most importantly, it is massively fan supported and by now virtually public domain. That means there are tons of extras, mods, expansions, and suggestions that you may apply to your base game. These may be downloaded for free off BGG. What's even better is you don't even need to own a physical copy of the game to play. The free module available on Vassal allows you to play on your laptop or computer. So for this video, I will demo a playthrough of Dungeon on computer. I will also apply a few interesting rules mods that I like that I found online, and I'm also using Sirenscape for ambiance. First, I'll take a minute or two to explain the base rules in case you aren't familiar with this game. These days, Dungeon has pretty much fallen into obscurity. So anyway, I'll start playing right away to save time, and as I go, I'll explain the rules and introduce some of the mods I'm also going to use. So you can see the playfield dungeon here. 4 characters compete to be the first to enter the dungeon, defeat monsters, collect treasures, and then return back to the main gallery with a winning amount of loot. Different characters are elf, wizard, hero, and superhero. I like to make a minor change right at the outset. I rename the hero Valkyrie and I call the superhero Warrior. So in my game I have Wizard, Warrior, Valkyrie, and Elf. I do this because it reminds me of Atari's coin-op arcade cabinet Gauntlet, another great game from the 1980s. Color scheme here is compatible anyway, so why not? By the way, one of the more popular mods players of Dungeon use is a greatly expanded roster of available character types. You can download special rules and cards for playing dwarves, halflings, rangers, and all that stuff. I will just go with a renamed original lineup. Still, the characters have a few different capabilities. Elf and Valkyrie need to collect treasure worth 10,000 gold pieces to win. Warrior needs 20,000 gold pieces, and Wizard needs 30,000 worth of treasure to win. If you're wondering why the difference, it's because the Wizard and the Warrior are generally more powerful in combat. It's easier for them to kill monsters. Each monster comes with stats, and these tell the players what they need to roll on a 2d6 to kill the monster. The rolled result must be equal to or higher than what's listed on the card to get a kill. Additionally, the Wizard has spells, a limited number of them, 10 total. Fireballs, lightning, bolts, and teleports. So they can be pretty powerful overall, although they can't use plus weapons, namely enchanted swords. Each character gets 5 action points per turn. Moving a space costs a point. More than one player can't be in the same colored room or corridor space. Only the yellow chambers may hold more than one player. There are secret doors. Wizards can move through them with their final action point. When I play, I just say they can move through them as if they are regular doors. It's hard enough to play the wizard as it is anyway. Elves and Valkyrie have to roll to locate hidden doors, while the warrior is unable to find secret passages. So you have to be careful moving him around because you can kind of run him into dead ends and stuff like that. Monsters killed in a room give up treasure. Once a room is cleared out, it's empty for the rest of the game. Every time a person enters a chamber, the big yellow rooms, a new monster appears and there are no treasures awarded in the big yellow rooms. But hold on just a minute. I'm going to add a mod here created by Chromatic Dragon, available to download on BGG. He created really great story cards for each of the chambers. You apply the story elements whenever a character enters, and we'll deal with each of them as they come up, so no spoilers at the start. And lastly, there are a few special cards, disguised treasure cards, that trigger special situations and effects for the characters, traps, magical items, things like that. So we'll discuss them if and when they come up. And in case you're wondering, in the original rules, there's no provision for characters for fighting amongst themselves, but BGG contributor named Artie Smith created charts for this. So I'm going to try these rules in this game, but I'll only trigger them if a character reaches a winning threshold of treasure and is trying to make it out of the dungeon for the final victory. Otherwise, standard rules will apply. I should also mention if a player fails to kill a monster, the monster fights back by rolling 2d6 and consulting the monster attack table. I'll use the basic one. Alternate charts are available online if you don't care for the original charts. So enough of the housekeeping. Towards the end of the video, I will discuss some of the other upgrades you can try with Dungeon that are available to download off BGG. So we'll do some play-by-play here. So now we have Valkyrie gets the plus sword. That's really important. Actually, for the weaker players, Valkyrie, Elf really benefit from a plus weapon. Whenever you kill off a monster there, you can see you lay a little brown graveyard tile to denote that the room is emptied out. You can see the secret door here. It's just like a faint dotted line there. Wizard will pass through. Like I said, when I play it, I just say he can go through them at any time. Because the wizard is pretty hard to win with, I find. So, I mean, and overall, it doesn't make much of a difference, that little minor correction I make. So we're now on Elf's turn, because the turn order in this game is going to be Warrior, Valkyrie, 2, Wizard 3, and Elf 4. So Elf is headed towards the guard room. So Sirenscape 2, the free version, has a few sound effects, so I'll try and see if I can get them working here. Elf is going to try and go to, well, sure if I should, I'll go to the guard room. Guard room is actually pretty cool because it allows you to gamble your treasure if you find a orc or hobgoblin, and lucky I found a hobgoblin, so you have to beat it in rock, paper, scissors. So I'll go with rock first, and I'll give the hobgoblin a roll. 1 to 2 rock, 3, 4 paper, 5, 6 scissors. So he rolls a rock too, so I'll go paper. Second roll, because the first roll was a tie. You can gamble up to 500 gold pieces worth of your treasure. So hobgoblin rolls. So you get scissors. So Elf loses his 250 gold pieces to gambling with a hobgoblin. Normally, like if you play standard rules, there's nothing really special about the chamber. So I really like the story cards. So Valkyrie will. Or sorry, we're on after the elf warrior goes. So we will. He's going to go in a level 1 room here. He finds hobgoblin. That's an automatic kill almost. Easy kill for the warrior. So you flip him back to the monster deck. Ooh, he gets a sword too. So you have to make a roll to see if it's a +1 or +2 sword. If you're on level 1, you find a sword, you roll 2d6, and only on a 12 result is it a +2. But the deeper you are into the dungeon when you find a sword, there's a greater likelihood that it's a more powerful weapon. But so far, both the swords discovered are just +1 blades. So we'll move to Valkyrie next. Just after I lay another gravestone in that chamber. Warrior had a couple movement points left over after the defeating the hobgoblins. So now we have Valkyrie. Not sure what Valkyrie's going to do. I don't think I want to go to the guard room. We'll see if we go to level 2 room here. Oh, another hobgoblin. So he's going to kill him. So drop a gravestone. Then we will move on to Wizard after finishing Valkyrie's move down the corridor. Elf will move through the guard room, south, into a second level 2 room. Another hobgoblin. Needs a 4. Gets it. Ooh, nice ring. Lay a tombstone. Then we go back to the warrior. It's a level 4 room now. Snake. Needs this 5. Yeah, gets it. Awesome. Huge sapphire. I like the treasures. The art's really cool. Probably should try some sound effects here. Instead of just the ambiance. Let's see. So now we have the giant spider getting squashed by the Valkyrie. And good treasure there. Let's see. There we go. Got the sound effects working. Let's see if we can get both of them working at the same time here. Ooh, a trap. Here's a sound effect for a trap. At least I thought there was. Hold on a second. Oh, maybe not. Oh, right here, yeah. So you can see here when the any other player other than the wizard passes through a secret door, that's actually pretty cool. You can put a little mark on the secret door opening, so the warrior has a little red thing now, so he can pass freely through that secret door now since he used his card. The mummy. That's a tough monster, but the warrior kills him. Mummy dies. Ooh, Jade Idol. 5,000. So that's a quarter of the treasure needed right there just for the warrior. Doing pretty well so far. A couple big ticket items. Huge sapphire. Only the wizard hasn't really done anything yet. But, well, I mean, he is trapped, so he got unlucky. He sprung the trap. But since the wizard only has like 10 at most spells without completing a mission in one of the chambers with the expansion cards, it doesn't make sense for the wizard player to waste a lot of time in the lower levels. You have to sort of go deep in the dungeon really quickly. So giant lizard faced by the Valkyrie. Kills it. Gets a secret door pass card. It's helpful. So probably gonna head to the kitchen with the Valkyrie. It has a pretty cool story card attached to it. But we'll cover that when he gets there. When she gets there. So elf is gonna go to the... Where's the elf going? Level 3 monster. Ooh, it's a gargoyle. Gets it. Barely. Awesome. Silver cup. He's doing all right. So the storeroom card is pretty cool. If you beat the creature in the storeroom, you get a slab of meat in the pantry, and that can be used to distract a monster as long as it's corporeal. Like it doesn't work against like ghosts or anything like that. But this is a really tough opponent for the elf. So werewolf, yeah, fails it. Takes a major wound. That's really bad. Serious wound. Has to recover back to the start, drop up half his treasure. So I guess we'll drop the cop in the storeroom. 1,000 gold pieces. Yeah, the little holding grid is pretty handy too. That's how you locate dropped items or other notable cards in the dungeon. You just put it on that little grid and then swap it with a number marker. So now we have the warrior. Let's go through, yeah. Head towards the queen's treasure room. The wizard, I believe, is still trapped this turn. So we go to the Valkyrie. So the kitchen card is also funny. So after you defeat the creature, you can, yeah, like she did. You roll 2 dice, and you have to catch like a lizard for the chef in the kitchen because he's making this fiery brew, and that's how many squares you have to run to try and catch the lizard. Then you roll 1d6, and then a 5 or 6 you catch the lizard, and then as a reward he gives you some of the fiery brew, which acts as a fireball, which is pretty cool. That was a really clever card that you can reward you can play with the kitchen. Story expansion cards. Really like that idea. Valkyrie made it look easy. Usually you don't. I mean, it's hard to get that. So now we're on Elf again. So he's recovering from a serious wound. That's without a plus weapon. The Elf is really at a disadvantage, I find, in dungeon. Just has not gotten lucky, really. Neither has the wizard. I mean, the wizard got trapped for 4 turns, so. Okay, so now the warrior is in the queen's treasure room. Level 5 monster troll. He needs a 7 because he's got a plus sword. That turn into a 9? That's the problem with using dice rollers. Yeah, it rolls a 9. If you get a duplicate result, it's hard to tell. So the troll dies. So I believe, yeah, the story of the queen's treasure room, it only activates if you you find a dragon, and then you would get you roll to see how much treasure the dragon is hoarding. So that special effect didn't fire off for the warrior. So now we're back to Valkyrie. She goes to a level 3 room, bottom left. She finds a ogre. Uh-oh. Wow, she's going to need an 8 there. That's not promising. Oh, she used her fireball. So she will use the fiery brew. Kills him though. Yeah. Burns down the ogre. What does she get though as a reward? Not much. Considering. She's rapidly accumulating treasure here. Remember, she only needs 10,000. So now... Wizard. This is his last turn in the trap. And now the elf is going back. Level 2. I'm not gonna gamble. I can't anyway. I don't have gold pieces. So warrior is gonna hit up this level 5 room here. This is a dangerous part of the dungeon. What is in here? A witch. Needs an 8 to kill the witch. With the plus sword. Gets it. Come on, what do we get as a... Wow. Huge ruby. Awesome. 8,000 pieces. GPs. That's awesome. I love the artwork. He's got some serious treasure now. He's got the huge ruby, huge sapphire, jade idol. So I think the wizard is out of the trap now. Our next turn, so we'll move him back onto the map from... sorry, I have to move Valkyrie first. She is going to go through that secret door using her... There we go, our next turn. Yeah, wizard's back in play next round. Finally out of the trap. Really rough start for the wizard in this game. So elf can try and clean out these level 2 rooms south of the guard room. He needs to get back on track. Oh, are you kidding? He's going to be trapped for a while too now. Trap sound. 4 turns, wow. Poor elf. Oh well, those are the breaks. So maybe we'll get a good monster here. For the warrior. Black pudding. Oh no, that's the worst. That's the worst. Warrior can't really fight the black pudding. So I'm going to retreat after this round. I mean, he's not going to do anything. Yeah, he took a hit. Misses with the sword, and then the pudding stings him. So he's going to have to drop some treasure and retreat. This is consequential, more consequential than you think for the warrior when he encounters stuff that he can't kill, because he can't access secret passages without a card. So that closes off a whole section of the dungeon. And now it looks like his only recourse is to go deeper towards the king's library. So he's, well, I mean, there's one other room, level 5 room he can clean out to drop some money in the queen's treasure room, though. That was a tough break for the warrior. So you can see the Valkyrie uses that secret door. Not sure where she's gonna go. Oh, through the storeroom, I guess. Sees a snake. That's tough. She needs a 7. Gets it. So what is her reward? Killing the snake. Secret passage. Key. You gotta take them. Can sometimes seem disappointing, but... Oh, the thing is, she already had one, so... I'll just put it back in the pile and keep the one I had in her inventory. So now we're gonna actually move the wizard for the first time in a long time. So... Not sure if I should move him to level 6, the King's Library, or move him north. Yeah, we'll see. Move him south, I guess, to see if we can get the big ticket items since he is so far behind. May as well. I mean, that's what he came in the dungeon for. So now we have to skip the elf. Back to warrior. He's going to go in the King's Library. See if Valkyrie... Oh, the werewolf. It's such a tough opponent, man. The werewolf is... You never want to see the werewolf. Yeah. She didn't do it. But the werewolf misses. She finally kills it. She will have a piece of meat now to use as bait. as well as 1,000 gold pieces. And a silver cup, because that was what she dropped first round. So she's pretty good now. 1, 2, 3, 4. About halfway there already. Accumulating the small treasures. I'll probably move her up into level 4. She's doing pretty well here. Wizard's gonna head towards the King's Library. So in the King's Library, this is a weird one. It's like you. Oh, red dragon. Uh-oh. So you need a 10. That is a huge monster for the warrior to face. And he misses. Suffers a wound. Just sort of, oh, and he's out of action for a turn too. Does he drop a treasure as well? That's not good. All of a sudden the warrior's struggling with the pudding and the dragon. Yeah, and all of his treasures are decent, so he's gonna have to drop the jade idol. The King's Library. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the wizard will be able to snag that actually, as long as they can defeat whatever monster they find in the King's Library. Yeah, the special action in the library only fires off if you encounter a certain monster, I think. And I know it wasn't the dragon, so. Moving along. This is Valkyrie squashing a spider. Kills it. Another secret door. Should use the. There's actually a secret door sound too. I'll use it next time. Let's see. Yeah, so she needs to lay another tombstone. Yeah, so here comes the wizard. Elf is still in jail in the trap. So now we're gonna go back to the. Is he out of jail now? I think it was 4 turns. So yeah, we're back to the warrior. I think it's at least another turn for the elf. So now it's gonna go back to Valkyrie's turn. She's still in level 3 north of the storeroom. I don't know what the warrior is gonna do though, honestly. He's kind of trapped. He might. Best thing to do is maybe go south and clean out that last red room there. Valkyrie is headed north. So here comes the wizard into the king's library. So, oh, purple worm. He can use lightning. So let's use lightning. What does he need? I have to turn in the lightning card. This needs a 6. Kills it. And then he takes the warrior's jade for his troubles. Then he might run away from the warrior. Valkyrie now cleans out another level 2 room. Another spider. Kills it. Silver cup. We'll take it. So I don't know. I think she's the odds-on favorite right now. 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. At least over halfway there. Unfortunately, the level 2 treasures don't kind of measure up to what the big jewels, the warrior. All these screens. In Sirenscape, there's like sliding levels where you can sort of dial up weird noises or distant screams and stuff. So I'll just, I'll dial down the screams, maybe up the wind. It's great. Such fun software to use for your fantasy games. So the warrior is going to go back where the pudding was. Now he finds green slime, which is not good. He needs 9. Nope. So he misses. Gets hit. Has to drop. Ooh. See, you can kind of see how your luck can turn in a hurry here. I mean, its fortunes have really reversed quickly, and because the wizard's right behind the warrior, he can grab all these drop treasures if he's able to beat the whatever he finds in the queen's treasure room. He's dropped 2 items in there now. Oh, sorry, he actually... Oh, my mistake. Yeah, he did actually defeat the slime there in the second roll. Because he had more than 1 action. My mistake. But the first action he missed. So Valkyrie will use the secret door She finds a lizard, giant lizard. That should be an easy kill. That's very winnable. But she gets another blade. So I have to roll to see if that's a +2, but it doesn't look like it's going to be a +2. So that's just going to be worth gold pieces, which counts. It could always gamble it in the guard room as well. And that's probably a good idea. See if you can find an orc or a hobgoblin in the guard room. Just gamble the extra sword that she doesn't need. So cut through level 2 and up through level 1. See, I don't know where she's going right now. But anyway, it's wizard. Wizard can follow behind the warrior here. What does he encounter? Oh, giant. I'm gonna have to use a fireball. Kills him. So Elf is now out of jail. He finally comes out of his trap. So now it is... So what's going to happen here is the wizard is actually going to attack the warrior with a fireball. And according to the expansion rules chart, I would need a 7. Gets it. And that results in the warrior having to drop some gold and being stunned for 1 turn. So do the fire spell. That temporarily wounds the warrior. And then we will move to Valkyrie. And then what's the elf gonna do? Elf's gonna move up to the guard room. So we're gonna have the warrior fight the wizard, and yeah, the wizard is gonna hit him again. So that means he drops the huge sapphire. He's injured again. This actually changes the dynamic of the game quite a bit, because in standard rules, like, you don't actually fight each other. It's a friendlier game, but these sort of optional rules, not bad. It's a bit different, kind of like it. I know earlier I said I'd probably only do it after someone reaches the winning threshold, but in this game the wizard was so far behind, it's kind of a cheap way to catch up with the other players. That's why he decided to attack the warrior. But I mean, he does only have 4 more fireballs left. He will pick up the huge sapphire. And sack of gold. Yeah, he's only got 4. Only 6 spells left for fighting. The way the teleport works is you have to be in a chamber, and you can only go up 1 or down 1 level, chamber to chamber. It's not like you can teleport to the start with it. So back to the Queen's treasure room. Another giant. So I'll have to use another fireball, looks like. No other way to kill the giant. So roll for fireball. Eats a 6, gets it. So back towards the toughest part of the dungeon. Valkyrie is gonna... Oh, level 4. That's not easy. Needs an 8 to kill the evil superhero. Gets it though, alright. Ah, awesome. Nice gold cup as a reward. So she's got to be close now. 45 right there. Halfway. Almost. Very close. Valkyrie's definitely odds-on favorite, unless the wizard can bag some serious treasure here. He is in the toughest part of the dungeon. Vampire, what? He has to fight with his dagger. No. So... Vampire injured the the wizard. So he's going to drop some treasure there. Deeper levels of the dungeon are dangerous. I guess from this playthrough you can see that the winning strategy might be for the two weaker characters to stay in the upper halves of the dungeon and hope they can just accumulate a lot of small treasures as opposed to a few small big ticket items like the wizard and the warrior are going for. Anyway, the elf is going to try and get back on track. There's level 3 rooms in the northwest corner of the dungeon here. Wizard's going to have to go back and try and face the vampire again. Even though it's a tough battle, he dropped a valuable treasure in there, so here's his second chance at the... Needs a 9, it looks like. That's not good. Let's see if he can do it. Does it? Wizard kills the vampire. He's going to get another big treasure here, hopefully. Those level 6 rooms are really hard. Huge ruby. Wow. That's the best treasure I've seen so far. 8,000. So that's huge ruby, huge sapphire, 14. Goes through the secret door there. Finds a blue dragon. What is it? Fireball. Needs a 7 with a fireball. Misses. Dragon. Uh-oh. The blue dragon killed the wizard. Wizard's dead. That was a winnable fight. It's game over for the wizard. Wow. He drops a ton of treasure in that level 6 room too. He drops 19,000 worth of gold pieces. I'm going to leave him dead. You're supposed to restart a new wizard. But for the purposes of this video, just so it's a manageable length, I'll just say that the wizard's out of the game. That's disappointing. Wow. I didn't expect that to happen. Oh, it was against a dragon, I guess. And then there was 3. So wizard is dead. That means it's the elf. He's next up. So he's in the northwest corner of the dungeon on level 3. So you can just go straight into that room on the left there. Last door on the left. So what does the elf find? Gargoyle. Oh, it's a tough battle for the elf. Doesn't get it. Gets hurt. Not again. By the way, the story card for the armory is if you beat, I think there's two different types of monsters you're looking for. If you beat one of or the other, you are awarded like magic armor, so you can ignore a adventurer killed or serious wound. It cancels one of those results out. It's a one-off though, so if you use it up, it's expired. It could benefit the elf, but I mean he has to recover from a wound here now. So really, I really think it's going to be the Valkyrie or the warrior. And I think Valkyrie has a secret door card left. Or will I have to roll? Well, that's next turn. Elf just killed the gargoyle finally. Gets his ring back. He'll get another treasure. Gold cup. Elf will take that to go with his silver ring. He'll head towards the armory. Actually, there's another room next door. Hopefully, oh no, that's not good. That's a tough battle for the elf. Doesn't get it. Gets hurt. Again. So he's going to miss a turn, drop some treasure. Even though the Vassal software is, it's top notch for this game anyway, the implementation, like everything is right at your fingertips. To play it this way is probably, well, I know it's slower than actually like a physical copy where you can just move cards, instantaneously. This is kind of a bit unwieldy to move all the windows around and stuff, but still awesome. I mean, you can play a classic game without actually owning a physical copy of it. That's why I love Vassal. So the Valkyrie will roll to find the secret door, and she finds it because she does not have a card. She can pass through. Actually, the warrior is gonna bash the Valkyrie here. And take 500 gold pieces. That's going to knock her out for one turn. And the warrior will continue on his merry way down the corridor. It's going to be the elf then. Next. So it's going to be do or die for the elf. He's got to kill the ogre. I mean, he can't leave the silver ring behind, I don't think. Doesn't do it. Gets hurt again. Or no, I don't think he did it. Oh, no, I got him. Sorry. With his arrow. Gets a secret door card. Useful, always useful. So it's off to the armory now. See if he can get some magic armor, but of course he encounters a monster he can't really deal with easily. Needs an 11. That is not gonna work. No. Misses with his arrow. So the warriors headed towards level 3, where the elf is in trouble. I don't know what I'm going to do with the elf. I mean, having to roll an 11. He had to retreat. Yeah, he's going to come. Retreat the way he came, I guess. I put him in the wrong spot there initially. He'll have to find some other way. Yeah, so Valkyrie does find the secret passage with the previous roll. Although the warrior hit her and took 500 gold pieces away from her. You can see how that really helps. Like, I mean, the warrior has to take such a roundabout way to get to the top half of the map without being able to access the secret passages. It makes a huge difference, actually. People don't consider that when they choose the superhero character. And, you have to get twice as much treasure as the lighter characters as well. So it is something to consider. Elf really has not gotten the ball rolling here all game. Move up towards the crypt, I guess. Crypt is a weird one. If you encounter certain monsters, you get keys to like cells, it says. You roll to see how many like prisoners you release, and depending on how many there are, it's like different rewards, like treasure. but we don't want to put the cart before the horse. We're talking about the elf. It looks like so Valkyrie is very close to 10,000 gold pieces now. I think she just needs one more treasure. She's around 9,250, I think. At this point in the game, she would have to get really unlucky to not win, I would guess. See, there's another huge monster. Really difficult kill for the elf. Doesn't get it, so he's going to be hurt again. Yep. Misses with the arrows. Marker down in the crypt. Really, the warrior should probably follow the elf and collect all the stuff he's dropping. See if the warrior can get an easy kill here. Yeah, a spider should be able to squash the spider pretty easily. Yep. Kills the spider. In level 2. Gets... That's actually pretty useful to the warrior. It would have been much better earlier on in the game, however. Seems like it might be too little too late now. Goblin. Valkyrie can kill a goblin fairly easily. Yep. She gets another secret door. Yeah, she's really in the driver's seat. One more treasure card should do it, and that'll have to be a level 4 encounter. I think she heads north. I don't know what I'm going to do with the elf. He's really behind the 8 ball. Warrior should be able to roll through the level 3 rooms here with his plus up. Another spider. Lots of spiders. There is one living in between the walls there in the room there. The armory. So it dies. Oh, awesome. Gold ring. Nice. That's a cool looking card. So he's more than halfway there. The problem is Valkyrie is literally one card away from reaching 10,000. All of the level 1 treasure cards are exhausted. So yeah, I'll use the Warriors card there. He can head towards the armory. He goes through the secret door. Yeah, Elf's trying to... I mean, he can't do anything except... Yeah, he's going to be missing again. so hard to play the elf. I mean, without a sword, you really have to. I don't know what you have to do. Stick to level 1, level 2. Hopefully, get a fireball spell from the kitchen with the expansion rules. I don't think I played him very effectively in this game, though he was trapped for a while and took a serious wound, so he hasn't been lucky either. So now we have warrior. Werewolf. 6. Gets him. Awesome. ESP medallion. So the way the ESP medallion works is if you're outside of a room for 2 action points, you can look into the room and see what monster is there, and then you place the monster permanently in the room until it's killed. It does not tell you what treasure is behind the door, only what monster lurks there. So he's going to try and kill. Yeah, he kills the monster in the armory, so he will have magic armor. Or no, I don't think you get it from the gargoyle. No, you don't get it from the gargoyle. Anyway. Secret door there. The Valkyrie. What is behind the door? Troll. He's a 9. It's gonna be tough. Nope. This is gonna take a hit. Gonna drop a treasure. At least she has like a small 250 gold piece purse. At least it's not something. So this is take 3 for the elf entering the crypt. What's he gonna find in there? Snake. Can he do it? Oh, he does it. Gets his treasure back. I mean, it's unfortunate. Like, those 2 items are almost 50% of what he needs in order to win. He just has not been able to consistently get these type of victories. Not even a risk going into level 4. I want level 3. The rest of those level 3 rooms around the armory. Valkyrie has to refight the troll here. Does it. Barely. Yet. Secret door pass. That's unfortunate because all she needed was one more card. Worth gold, and she would have just had to make it back to home, to the gallery. So she's going to have to go north again. Elf is going to head to level 3 room. What does he find? Oh, another evil superhero. That is just not an easy ask for the elf. Needs to roll a 10 on a 2d6. Doesn't get it. Takes an injury, so he's going to be out of action. Yeah. Oh, the elf. Have to drop some treasure again. One. At this point, I think the elf is pretty much out of the game. I mean, I don't think there's enough valuable level 3 treasure to get him over 10,000 before Valkyrie can find like even one card. Anything worth gold will do it for Valkyrie here. Yeah, she knows the secret passage, so you can just go through there. So Elf takes round 3 against the superhero. Evil superhero. Doesn't get it. Gets hurt again. Takes a light wound, drop 1 treasure, miss a turn. There's just really few options left for the elf. I'm just going to keep on running him into that room until he's either killed or he kills the evil superhero. I could run him away to find something easier to kill, but I mean, at this point in the game, I don't think it matters much. Warrior just crushed the mummy. So it's got to be these rooms here where the game is going to be won for Valkyrie. Level 4, west of the Wizard's Library. It has to be in these rooms. Torture chamber. Oh, green slime. Doesn't do it. Green slime misses. So, yeah, Warrior's just going to retreat from that room. Of course, like the hardest opponent that Valkyrie finds. Wow, she killed it. Gets the gold ring. That's the game. Now, if you're playing standard rules, it would be virtually game over because the Valkyrie could just go south and get to the dungeon main gallery before the warrior could realistically kill enough monsters to get 20,000 and do the same thing. But I guess we'll play out. We'll see if, since I'm playing different rules, we'll see if the warrior can block the exit from the Valkyrie, just to see how it would play out if you're using the more competitive player combat rules. So let's see. He has to go through the torture chamber to cut off the exit. So he still has to win a fight here against a troll. He should be able to do it. He just... Yep. So he kills a troll in the torture chamber. So he will... Yeah, he's closer to the main gallery than the Valkyrie. And I'm not going to bother moving the elf anymore because he's too far behind. So we'll just have like a simulated, like maybe 1 round combat between Valkyrie and Warrior to see what would happen. We'll simulate it. Just for your reference, so the expansion room will say the Warrior attacking the Valkyrie would need an 8, and the Valkyrie attacking the Warrior would hit on a 9. So I just have them meet here. We'll just simulate the... It doesn't really matter. We'll do 1 round of combat. The thing is, like, playing this way is a bit problematic too, because how would the... Well, he does have the ESP medallion. Yeah, that doesn't count though. If the warrior had the crystal ball, maybe, but otherwise he wouldn't know that the Valkyrie had the ring that crossed like the winning threshold of treasure. So, yeah, it's a different way to play. Yeah, so the Valkyrie would actually lose here. Yeah, doesn't get the hit, and the warrior bashes Valkyrie and would take her treasure if you're playing the expansion rules. Otherwise, this is a win for Valkyrie. Anyway, so that's Dungeon by TSR. It's simple and it's amusing. It's a good gateway into the fantasy genre of gaming, especially for youngers. If you're older, it's still fun if you want to play something passively solo or with someone else while you're doing other stuff at the same time, maybe. It doesn't take much effort to run a game. I've even played this game on the clock at work with a guy while we're both playing other video games. And this was, of course, from a different time and place in my life from where I am now, but still. I don't have a physical copy at the moment, but if the price is right at a garage sale or maybe online, I'd still get it. I only scratched the surface with what is available with respect to mods in this video. There are monster card templates, So you can cut and paste pictures of your own monsters very easily and then add your own stats. There are a few ready-made expansion cards with retro art and everything. Different treasures. One is like a telekinesis amulet or something. You can get charts for wandering monsters, rules for buying gear, equipment, magic boots that make you go faster, shields, special items and tools that only work on certain monsters, and traps, keys, and all that stuff. Some editions come with plastic character minis. And like I said before, there's rules and stats for playing other character types like clerics and thieves. So, yeah, someday I hope you get an opportunity to introduce a new person into the fantasy tabletop world. And if so, perhaps consider Dungeon by TSR. Thanks for watching. More content coming soon.